What if the year's most spectacular wedding concluded in silence rather than with celebration? Yeon, Seok, and Chae been vanished a few days after their incredibly intimate wedding. No pictures, no interviews, no updates on Instagram, nothing. They appeared to have disappeared from the planet. Fans who had been rejoicing over their lovely romance were now wondering, where had they gone? What caused them to vanish? The truth is more devastating than anyone could have ever anticipated. So watch this film through to the conclusion. The wedding looked flawless. A small, private ceremony with just the individuals who really mattered there, away from the cameras. Their love was calm, delicate, and genuine. For a brief moment, it seemed like a real-life fairy tale since they had succeeded in creating something apart from the commotion. However, the euphoria vanished as soon as it appeared. There were rumors. Some claimed to have taken a covert honeymoon. Others claimed to have taken a break to prioritize their families. But shortly, rumors began to circulate, which in turn led to panic. At last, the truth came out, terrible and gentle. Chae Soo-bin was expecting a child. It wasn't a scandal either. She had a miracle. She cried with pleasure when she saw the test, because she had previously thought she couldn't have children. When she told Yeon Seok, he hugged her tightly. Even a name had been chosen. It ought to have been a lovely fresh start. Instead, the gaze of the globe grew icy. They threatened contracts. Projects were questioned. In order to preserve her reputation, managers muttered that the pregnancy ought to be concealed. The fairy tale became a source of stress, into terror, into seclusion. Soo-bin started to lose it as the tension increased. She had trouble falling asleep. She was unable to eat. However, he was unable to halt what was going on inside of her. The radiant bride that everyone had loved turned into a lady shrouded in silence, spending her days in bed and her evenings in fear. "I feel like a bad mother," she told him, that she wasn't worthy of joy, that perhaps without her, the world would be a better place. In an attempt to get away from the bustle, they moved to a peaceful home in the country. Their phones were switched off. They ceased to watch the news. Even yet, they were followed by rumors. He was accused of cheating. Others said they had broken up. They were engaged in a struggle that no one could see, and none knew the reality. A fight to save her life. A struggle to prevent the pressures of expectation and celebrity from shattering their love. However, everything changed. In a single minute, "I'm sorry I ruined your life," Soo-bin said in a whisper. One evening, as the rain pattered softly against the windows, Yeon Seok also broke silently. Just tears, no rage. She understood then that he was not just strong, but also in pain, and that suffering turned out to be their pivotal moment. They started going to therapy slowly, with caution. Together, they are still hiding today. No formal statement, not a single new appearance. However, two people are choosing love, healing, and one another far away from the cameras. If you were moved by this tale, please share, like, and subscribe. Because not all tales of love have a happy ending. The most genuine of all are frequently those that bloom subtly in the dark.